There's a reason they call Las Vegas Sin City, and the business community is doing nothing to hide it. As a matter of fact, they aggressively market sex. Now, this is the environment in which First Choice's Pregnancy Services operates. The Pro-Life Clinic provides a variety of resources, including ultrasound, to help women facing unexpected pregnancies choose life. And you don't want to miss what people on both sides of the abortion debate have to say. Stay with us. Operating a pregnancy care clinic in Las Vegas seems like a daunting task, but First Choice Pregnancy Services is thriving in helping many women choose life for their babies. Last year, First Choice, one of the largest in the nation, saved 2,800 babies from abortion. Being in a diverse area like Las Vegas, the staff at First Choice sees many different women in various personal situations. They offer free pregnancy testing, counseling about her options, ultrasound, and a variety of other services. They even offer post-abortion help for women and men suffering from the emotional devastation of abortion. I sat down with Executive Director Pam Kaler to hear how First Choice has become one of the busiest centers in the country in just a few short years.
Our goals really are short-term, really, Brad, to be able to meet every client that walks in our doors and every client that calls. Right now we're at above capacity and we're not able to serve. We average probably about 10 clients a day that we can't serve.
Well, it's like a zoo around here today.
It's always like a zoo around here. Yeah.
So it's like this all the time?
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, we have standing room only and people standing outside a lot of the time. It's a good thing it's a Vegas because the weather's temperate. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's jaw-dropping. When I came on board in May of 2005, we had been open for about 5 months when I came on board. We were seeing about 35 clients a month. We did not have ultrasound yet, so we were not yet medical. We converted to ultrasound in the fall of 2005, so we were open for about 11 months when we went live with ultrasound. And at that point, we became a medical clinic, and immediately our numbers dramatically increased. Now we are seeing 430, 450, 500 new clients a month, which is just pregnancy tests. And on top of that, we're doing about 250 ultrasounds a month. So our client load right now, if you combine new pregnancy tests and ultrasounds, is about 700, 750 a month.
Pam, what sets you apart from the average pregnancy care center?
We do in a single month what a lot of centers do in a whole year. And we know that because we have centers that come here and train with us to find out how we do what we do. And so, like I said, when I first came on board, we were seeing 35 clients a month. For a lot of centers, that's pretty good. That's pretty average. Now we will do 34, 35 pregnancy tests in a day. So it's pretty exciting. So that's really kind of what sets us apart. The high volume, also the number of clients that we see that are at risk to abort. We market to the woman who is in an unexpected pregnancy, who is not sure what she wants to do with that pregnancy. The added credibility for us as well is the fact that we don't profit from their decision. We're a nonprofit. We don't have any charge for our services. So I have no financial gain in any way in the decision that any person makes that walks through our doors.
Now, it's reported that ultrasound really is effective in determining whether a woman chooses to abort or not, isn't it?
Yes. There are cases that only the ultrasound is what made the difference. Not the information, not knowing that it's a baby, not knowing that the heart's beating. None of that really mattered until she saw that baby on the screen that is in her womb.
Pam, in what other ways have you seen lives changed forever as a result of your work?
Wow. We had one girl who had gotten pregnant on her honeymoon, and her husband wanted her to abort, and she didn't want to abort. And she came to us. They thought we were an abortion clinic. He tried several times to kill the baby. He tried to beat her up and kick her in the stomach and make her miscarry. And the final time was she was almost 14 weeks. And she finally, after he beat her up that time, she finally left him. And that baby just turned 1. And we had the birthday party last week. And she has just thanked us and thanked us.
When we return, we'll hear from 2 women whose lives have been dramatically impacted by First Choice Pregnancy Services.
Look around you. We're surrounded by people who courageously face difficult obstacles life has thrown in their paths. Tune in each week to meet people who show there are positive, godly solutions to tough, critical situations. This Emmy Award-winning show tackles challenging life issues such as abortion, stem cell research, and adoption, and shows every human life is valuable and precious. Join us for inspiring stories of people facing life head on.
Natasha Washington is a volunteer with First Choice Pregnancy Services, but her journey to involvement was a long one. Over a decade ago, Natasha was involved in an affair that resulted in pregnancy. After seeking the advice of her family and pastor, Natasha elected to have an abortion. 2 years later, she became the victim of a second abortion. The emotional ramifications of these decisions led her down a path of drug addiction and sex and alcohol abuse. Fortunately, Natasha sought the advice of a friend who recommended she seek the help of a pregnancy care clinic.
The first day that I walked through First Choice, I met with Pam Kaler. I waited for her to meet with her because I wanted to become a volunteer, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I had no idea. And it was one of the best healing experiences I've ever had in my life. I remember grabbing a piece of literature as I waited, and I looked and read about the side effects. I go, this is real. This stuff is real. I had just came out of a battle with drug addiction. I had just ended that 13-year relationship with my previous lover. I had just ended a binge of alcohol, and of course my marriage was dead. I sat here in this room and I sobbed and I sobbed and I sobbed, and I didn't want to leave. I really didn't want to leave. And I remember Pam invited me to stay and just look and just, observe how the volunteers were interacting with the clients and, listening in on how they talked to them. And it was just amazing. It was an amazing experience. But I was floored that whole day. I didn't know what to do with myself. And my soul just wept and mourned for my 2 daughters, for my children.
Natasha found healing at First Choice and through Rachel's Vineyard, a retreat center offering post-abortion counseling. Natasha is now a regular volunteer with First Choice. She counsels and shares her story with women, hoping they'll learn from her past and choose life for their babies. Do you think you're uniquely qualified then to talk to women who are facing an unexpected pregnancy?
Oh God, yes I am, because I went through it, and I've been there.
So when you talk, they listen?
Yes, they do.
What kind of reactions do you get from women who hear your stories?
They're surprised, because of the person that I am today. They just cannot believe what I went through and who I was before. A lot of them, you did that? You? No way. And I'm grateful to have that reaction, because it's God showing me that I am delivered. I am set free from my past.
Natasha, how has your volunteer job here at First Choice impacted your life?
I just didn't have any life in me when I came through the doors. But as I began to come back and volunteer and just hear so many testimonies, to read the comment cards on this place and how God has really impacted our young women. Some of them come back and say, you know what? I decided to keep my baby, and I have you to thank for that. That's a blessing. That's a blessing by itself.
Pam Kaler and the staff at First Choice Pregnancy Services work hard to see as many clients as they can each day. Many women go there because they're unexpectedly pregnant and aren't sure of what to do. I had a chance to speak with one of these young women. She asked to remain anonymous, so I'll refer to her as Joy. Initially, Joy didn't have the support of her family or the baby's father when she found out she was pregnant, so she began considering abortion. Joy sought the help of First Choice to get more information about her options. Why did you choose to come to First Choice?
Well, I had heard that they were offering an ultrasound if you were thinking about abortion, and with a big shock, I had just learned I was really unsure about what I wanted to do. So I came in. They were kind enough to educate me, give me a talk, and also review a video of what abortion really is. And once I viewed the video and realized that abortion is murder, there was no way I could go through with it.
What was your experience like with the staff here at First Choice?
Very friendly, very open, very non-judgmental. I just free to make up my own choice. They offered information, educational information, and it was up to me to make that choice. It would be so easy to say, let's just have an abortion. It will be just a lot easier to not deal with this on so many different levels. Let's just have an abortion and be done with it. I don't want to think about it. You know, I can't afford it, or I'm scared, or I'm alone. And it would be so much easier to have an abortion. But once you know the truth, you can't.
Have you chosen to parent?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, is your family going to be part of this plan?
Yep. Everybody's really supportive and excited. You know, I didn't know how they would feel, but everybody's really excited. When you first find out you're pregnant, it's easy to get scared and overwhelmed that everybody's going to reject you and that you'll have no support. You're just psyching yourself out.
Yeah.
There's always a support team out there for you, even if you have to search for it.
So the future looks less frightening than when you first walked in, I bet.
The future looks loving. You know, I have a little person that I'm growing inside of me, and it's going to like completely change my life for the better. And that's something that when I first came in, I thought it was going to change my life for the worse. You know, how am I going to do this? You know, but then it just works out. You make it happen. Once you realize that this little person is going to change your life, you're going to do whatever you can to help that little person.
In a moment, a staff member of an abortion facility joins the debate. Her comments on whether or not they're actually helping women are up next.
Whether you're a student needing answers, a parent needing help, or a concerned citizen wanting to make a difference, Life Issues Institute has the resources you need to put your values into action. Life Issues Institute is an international educational organization committed to protecting innocent human life. Life Issues Institute knows what it takes. That's why millions throughout the world turn here for help. Life Issues Institute has authored more pro-life publications than any other entity in the world, and its materials are printed in over 30 languages. Radio broadcasts, newsletters, and a website filled to the brim with the answers you're looking for are just a click away. Go to facinglife.tv and click on the link to Life Issues Institute to find out more about how you can change the heart of a nation.
First Choice Pregnancy Services in Las Vegas prides itself in offering true options counseling to every woman who walks through their doors. But Pam Kaler has found the same isn't being offered at abortion facilities.
We offer honest education about all of her options. And I mean honest education about all of her options. When a woman is pregnant, she has 3 options. She can carry and parent, she can carry and adopt, or she can abort. That's a reality. However, most women who have an abortion who choose that 3rd option, number 1, they feel like they didn't have a choice. And number 2, they have no idea what happens in an abortion. What's the procedure? What's the risks to me? What's the damage to me? What's going to happen to that baby?
Do you tell them all those answers?
We tell them, and we have videos that they can opt to watch as well that actually show so that they know.
So when they walk out of here, they know what an abortion entails and what the risks are to them and their baby?
Yes.
Now there's an abortion facility right up the street from
Yes.
where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they tell the women the information they need to make that decision?
I can't speak about any particular abortion clinic. What I can say is that in general, women report to me that have had abortions, I didn't know. I wasn't told that. And it doesn't matter whether it's an abortion clinic near me or any abortion clinic. The general rule is they're not allowed to see the ultrasound. It's not to say that they never do. I've had women that have been able to see the ultrasound. They're generally not told if there's a heartbeat or not on their baby. and they're generally not given full disclosure on how an abortion is done.
The Birth Control Care Center is located just a few doors down from First Choice. According to the staff, they perform legal abortions up to the 24th week of pregnancy, past the point of viability. I had the opportunity to speak with one of the staff members of the center and hear her opinion on why abortion should be available for women. How much does sonogram play in the abortion procedure itself? Do you rely on that
For dating.
for dating the pregnancy? Are the women allowed to see those sonograms?
Absolutely.
And is there any effort to keep that information from them?
Never.
Okay. As somebody who's worked there, how long have you been here?
Almost 6 years.
Okay. So you've got some experience under your belt. Do you personally struggle with with the controversy of abortion, and
No, I don't.
why is that? I mean,
It's a woman's choice. It's her body.
Okay.
It's her choice to do what she pleases.
so as
If she has an unplanned pregnancy, it's her choice to terminate it.
and as far as the biology of the development of the child, I mean, you're doing abortions in the 24th week. Do you struggle at all with the death of that
That's
fetus?
her choice. It's a woman's choice.
But personally, do you? It doesn't faze you. It's just a job then, and you feel you're providing a service?
I am providing a service to women who need that service.
Okay. Is there any reason you wouldn't think a woman should have an abortion?
If they're apprehensive about it.
Okay. Do you send them home then if that's the case?
Absolutely. Personally, I tell people, you can always come back to us once you've thought about it. But once you do the procedure, you can never go back
Right.
and undo it. That's my view.
Let me ask you another social issue that we're reading about. With the president of China here recently, the issue of forced abortion and their one-child policy came up quite a bit in the media. What is the policy of you and those that work at this abortion clinic as far as China's one-child policy?
I have no opinion.
But it's been documented that many women are aborted against their will.
We don't have anybody have an abortion against their will.
So how do you feel about those women in China that are being forced to have
I don't
abortion?
think they should be forced. I don't think anybody should be forced.
I guess what surprised me a little bit is the lack of opposition we've heard from the pro-choice community about this issue. So those of you who provide,
I don't feel that anybody should be forced.
okay. Do you
No, I also don't feel that anybody should be forced to have a child against their will.
Do you think those working in the abortion facilities really care about the women and have their interests at heart?
No, they don't. They deceive you and tell you that they do. The nurse that helped me, she wouldn't let me see the ultrasound screen. She told me that it wasn't a baby. And this was my first abortion because I was nervous. I was shaking uncontrollably because I knew in my soul it wasn't the right thing, but I had to do it. I felt like it's not the right thing, but I have to do it. I thought that I had killed an embryo, that I had gotten rid of an embryo. Like, okay, it's not a baby. Thank God, it's not a baby yet, so I'm safe. That is a lie. That is a lie. They are not trying to help young women. They are destroying young women's lives. They are deceiving them and telling them that their lives will be better off if they got rid of the baby. And then they tell you, you can't afford it, right? You can't afford it, so this is the best way. This is the best way. That is a lie. That is a lie.
Why do you think they're lying to women?
To make money. It's all about money. It's all about greed. It's a fast dollar. It is a fast dollar.
Coming up, we'll hear advice for young women facing an unexpected pregnancy.
Look around you. Every day, heroes abound in our country. We're surrounded by people who courageously face difficult obstacles life has thrown in their paths. Tune in each week to meet people who show there are positive, godly solutions to tough, critical situations. We'll tackle challenging life issues such as abortion, stem cell research, adoption, and abstinence, and show that every human life is valuable and precious. Join us for inspiring stories of people facing life head on.
Every day, women across the country are facing unexpected pregnancies and the difficult decisions that come with them. A place like First Choice Pregnancy Services can be a remarkable resource and support system for women who aren't sure what to do. And you know, if a pregnancy care clinic can thrive in Sin City, they can thrive in many other places too, offering support and vital information. Pam, what would be your advice for women who are facing an unexpected pregnancy?
My advice would be go to a clinic like ours that does not profit from your decision in any way. I have nothing to gain financially. Go to a clinic like ours that can do the pregnancy test, give you information about all of your options, do an ultrasound to determine viability. Go to a clinic that isn't going to hide information from you. What information would I want to hide? Don't be afraid of information. And if she still chooses abortion, okay. I don't get to make that decision for you, but don't make it without a lot of information, because the good thing about pregnancy and abortion, there's a ton of information available.
Now, if she decides to have the abortion and leaves, do you send her off with any specific message?
The last thing that I usually say is, you know what? I can't make that decision for you. That's not my place. I don't get to make that choice. But I want you to know, if you do have the abortion and you get to the other side of that decision and you're struggling with that decision and you're hurting, come back. I want to help you start to heal.
Well, what advice do you have for women who are in the same boat as you?
Don't think about yourself. Think about that little person inside of you. Think about long term, about how you would feel if you murdered your baby. That's something that you'll never get back. It's a choice that's going to affect you forever.
Natasha, where do you think you'd be without First Choice?
I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. I believe I'd still be on drugs or back on drugs. I believe I'd still be on alcohol, drinking alcohol. I wouldn't be in a part of the ministry that I'm in now. I wouldn't be the person and the parent that I am today. I thank God that I am now using my past mistakes, my past error, the error of my ways to help somebody else, mostly young women. My decision to murder my children destroyed my marriage. It destroyed my family. It almost destroyed my life. But when I walked through these doors, all I could hear in my soul was restoration.
First Choice Pregnancy Services is where the rubber meets the road each year for thousands of women and their unborn babies. This clinic is dedicated to providing women with information that empowers them before they make life or death decisions. And there are pro-life clinics like this all across the nation. Thanks for watching. Clinics like First Choice Pregnancy Services offer invaluable support and information to help women choose life for their unborn babies. As a reminder of this important choice, I'd like to send you this Life wristband. It's my free gift to all who ask. Simply visit our website at facinglife.tv and request yours. While there, find out how you can get a copy of today's episode on DVD to share with others.